Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Movies Dissected. Ever wondered what happens when a lonely, depressed teacher starts an intimate affair with his high school student, leading towards a disaster they never saw coming? The film opens with Jonathan Miller, a high school creative writing teacher in Tennessee. He leads a simple life with his wife, Beatrice, but their relationship is far from ideal. Beatrice, an emotionally distant and more renowned author, often criticizes Jonathan for his lack of ambition and inability to write anything new, leaving their marriage unromantic and strained. Although Jonathan has never achieved a successful publication, his passion for literature shines through in his classes. Cairo Sweet, an 18-year-old high school senior, lives alone in her affluent family's estate while her lawyer parents are on an extended business trip. Enrolled in Jonathan's creative writing class, she impresses him with her extensive literary knowledge, having already read the material he assigned. Cairo's friend, Winnie, also takes the class, and they go out to eat after class. Meanwhile, Boris, Jonathan's colleague and friend, brings him coffee and discovers that Cairo has read one of Jonathan's abandoned works, apostrophes and ampersands. This revelation intrigues Jonathan, as he hasn't written anything since his marriage and teaching career began. That evening, Jonathan tries to have a meaningful conversation with Beatrice during dinner, but she gets distracted by work calls. When Jonathan attempts an intimate gesture, another call interrupts them, leaving him frustrated and dejected. The next morning, Jonathan confides in Boris about his failed attempt with Beatrice. While at school, he notices Cairo walking through a forest alone, her mysterious aura piquing his curiosity. Meanwhile, Winnie is seen flirting with Boris, which Cairo notices with mild amusement. While hanging out at Cairo's mansion, she tells Winnie she is struggling to write a college admission essay for Yale University on the topic of her greatest achievement to date. Feeling uninspired, Winnie suggests Cairo create a memorable experience, like starting a romantic relationship with a teacher, a plan Winnie herself is considering with Boris Fillmore, the school's baseball coach and physics teacher. Sensing an intellectual connection between Cairo and Jonathan, Winnie proposes Cairo seduce him. The next day, Jonathan assigns Cairo a task to write a short story in the style of her favorite author. Their shared love of novels and poetry deepens their bond. Boris later joins Jonathan for dinner at his house, where Beatrice mocks Jonathan's career in front of their guest, diminishing his confidence further. As Jonathan and Cairo grow closer, they start meeting outside school. When Jonathan receives a message from Beatrice to spend the evening together, Cairo mentions choosing Henry Miller as her inspiration for the short story. Though hesitant due to the author's provocative themes, Jonathan approves the choice in his haste to leave. Accidentally taking Cairo's phone, Jonathan goes to her mansion to return it. When he arrives at her family's mansion, Cairo greets him in a revealing dress. He asks Cairo to join him in rain, and the evening takes a sensual turn. Caught in the moment, they share a passionate kiss in the rain. At home, Jonathan receives a mail from Cairo. As Beatrice demands working alone, Jonathan leaves her to work in a small cabin. Jonathan reads Cairo's assignment, a steamy short story inspired by their relationship. Though he finds the story inappropriate, Miller becomes aroused and acts on his feelings privately. Jonathan confronts Cairo, asking her to rewrite the piece or risk failing her midterms, but Cairo accuses him of hypocrisy. Jonathan shares today's incident with Beatrice, who also gets excited reading Cairo's assignment, and they try to do the deed, but are interrupted by Boris. Angry at his rejection, Cairo sends the story to the school's vice principal, Joyce Manor, to spark rumors of a possible affair between them. She also manipulates Winnie, who has feelings for her, into sending suggestive photos of themselves to Boris. This leads to Winnie and Cairo undressing and kissing. Vice Principal Manor interrogates both Cairo and Jonathan. Despite Jonathan's denials, he is held accountable as the adult in the situation and suspended. The scandal damages his friendship with Boris and leads to a heated argument with Beatrice, resulting in their decision to divorce. Meanwhile, Winnie, feeling guilty, begs Cairo to drop the accusations, but Cairo refuses, declaring Jonathan's downfall her greatest achievement to date. She uses her experiences to craft a college admission essay in the same style as Jonathan's book. At his lowest point but creatively rejuvenated, Jonathan begins writing a new book, using his pain and experiences as inspiration.